This is my favorite so far. Hello everyone, I hope you are doing great. I'm happy that Christmas is approaching. It's a time of the year I love, and I'm flying back to Italy. In this vlog, we're going on the Golden Circle tour, which is a classic tour of Iceland, and it lets you see many breathtakingly beautiful locations. I was picked up by a minivan at 8:45 in the morning, and then we got on the road after picking up some other passengers. It was a small group and a small van, which I really loved. I always prefer to have my own car when traveling, but I must say that I learned so much thanks to our guide that I found it just perfect. So I'm now going to share all that knowledge with you. I hope you will enjoy it and find it interesting. Good morning everyone. Unfortunately, I can't say I slept well. It was so hot. I'm not used to sleeping with the heating on, or actually having the heating on in Scotland. Even though I was super tired, I woke up I don't know how many times. Now I will go to the bus stop to get picked up for the day tour, and I'm super excited. I'll show you how dark it is. It's like 8:15, but it's dark as if it was 3 in the night.
Yes, actually, we don't get the humidity that many of the countries around us get. I mean, I've been in Boston or New York. To warn you now, this is a Sunday morning. All the cars that are going to be driving these roads today are...
So first of all, an Icelandic lesson. Bless bless means goodbye, and tak tak means thank you. Good morning was too difficult, so I can't remember. And if any Icelander is watching this video, please let us know in the comments. Teach us. In Iceland, there's not many trees because, among other reasons, timber was sold to foreign countries, and volcanic eruptions destroyed forests, which were also pushed away by glaciers. Thankfully, though, millions of trees are being planted right now.
So we actually don't have a lot of trees in Iceland. These are obviously been planted, the ones next to us.
Icelanders became Christians in the year 1000 because the King of Norway, who used to govern Iceland, gave them an ultimatum.
Came out the next morning and said, we'll become Christian, but you can still believe in your old Norse gods like Odin and Thor, just in your own private.
Iceland became independent in 1944 from Denmark because the King of Norway got Denmark to rule Iceland. But in that year, Denmark was occupied by Germany because of the Second World War, so Iceland managed to become independent. I was really happy that I had been to Denmark the month before, so that when I would hear about Denmark in Iceland, which I did quite a lot, I actually knew what we were talking about. I think that traveling is so useful to learn about history and geography as well.
It's about 4 or 5 kilometers wide, and later on I'll be driving you over to Europe. Did you take your passports with you? So basically I'm gonna drive you now, and over the other side, pretty much where you see these mountains with the snow, and the end of the other side of the lake, that's Europe.
So the first stop of the Golden Circle tour might give you a flashback to middle school, and you might remember your professor explaining the tectonic plates. Well, the first stop allowed us to see where the North American and the Eurasian tectonic plates meet. And that's the only place in the world where you can see it, because Iceland sits on the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates. And you could even go snorkeling between the plates, and that's something to do the next time I'm in Iceland. In the previous video about Iceland, I was telling you that I wasn't freezing cold, and now I know why. It's not freezing thanks to the Gulf current arriving from the Gulf of Mexico. It can get to 15 degrees in summer, but the wind is always on, which is good because it doesn't make it a humid country. In Iceland, it's just a matter of wearing layers. That's what our guide told us. Icelanders will be laughing at my pronunciation. Thingvellir National Park was also used during the 4th season of Game of Thrones, of which I'm a die-hard fan.
7 blessings. I'm Brienne of Tarth, this is Podrick Payne.
Now you can see the longest lake in Iceland in the same national park, and our guide told us 2 facts about this lake. A fun one and a dark one. The fun fact is that Björk had a holiday home on its shores. A friend of the guide owned a holiday home as well, and they always invited her to barbecues, but she never accepted them, and eventually she sold it. The dark fact is that women who were considered witches would be drowned in this lake. A fact that struck me about Iceland, considering the times we're living in, is that energy bills for an average flat in Reykjavik are about $20 to $30 per month.
Water system that we have here, there's quite a lot of hot water, so that's why we have this geothermal energy here in Iceland. We get our 100% energy from either hydroelectric or geothermal power. The bill for the month is around $20. I know you pay more.
What?
And when it's warm in my apartment, I just open a window.
If you go see the Geysirs, just be careful to which spot you choose to stand, because you don't want to get showered by 100 degrees hot water.
I got it. Yeah, takes about 2 minutes.
Is there a camp?
The reality of taking a video of the Geysirs is holding your mobile in your hands until they're freezing for minutes and minutes on end, because you never know when the geyser is going to erupt. And then there were people who wanted to take a selfie while the geyser was erupting behind them. And I swear I wasn't one of them, because I felt too stupid standing 3 minutes with the same expression waiting for the geyser to erupt. Here I was just looking for a thumbnail photo with or without the geyser erupting behind me. The next stop was somewhere I really struggled to leave. I stayed there like 35 minutes in awe of the beauty of the place. Took videos. Then I thought, no, I just have to focus on the beauty. I don't have to take videos. In 1907, there was a plan to drown the waterfall in order to build a hydroelectric dam. One of the landowners lived nearby the waterfall in a sheep farm, and he had initially signed the agreement to build the dam. But one of his daughters was a big environmentalist, and she fought with all her strength.
So I'm going to give you about 40 minutes here
Against the project going through. Unfortunately, they lost the case. Her father regretted signing the agreement. When they lost, she threatened to throw herself into the waterfall. But thankfully, even though they lost the case, the dam obviously has never been built. And so we have to thank, I won't even try to pronounce her name, but I will write it obviously. We have to thank her because we can still enjoy one of the most beautiful waterfalls in Iceland. This is my favorite so far. I'm concluding this video with some shots of these beautiful Icelandic horses. The Icelandic horse is the only breed of horses allowed in Iceland because they want to protect it. I will tell you much more about Iceland in the next vlog, which will come out next Sunday at midday British time as usual. I hope you have a lovely week. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content and you're not subscribed yet. Like my video, and if you would like to leave a comment, I'm really happy to read them.